Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome back to another video. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk through the latest release, version 2.3 of the trend following indicator. And the primary changes here have to do with working with moving average alignment. And it's a very simple concept. It's really just trying to identify an upward trend using the moving averages, their relationship to one another, as well as their relationship to price. In version 2.2 here on the top of the chart, these are the moving averages I have configured, the 10, 21, and 50. And this section here, where the moving average alignment starts, you can see when the low is above MA1 or 2. And I also have this box checked here, specifying that we want the 10 EMA to be above the 21 EMA. The moving average alignment ends when we close below MA2 or we reach a stop loss of 3.5% or more. When we have moving average alignment, the box that outlines that always begins at the low of the bar where the alignment occurs. So you can see that right here. Let's look at version 2.3 and we'll see what's different. So the daily moving averages are the same. The moving average alignment begins when we're above 1 or 2. But I've added this option here where the bottom of the box and the percent change calculations are not always defaulted to the low. Instead, you can choose any of these different options that are shown here. By default, I use the open, high, low, and the closing price divided by 4. The basic idea was it's always preferred, if you can, to get in at the low of the bar. It's not realistic over the course of time. So looking at this here, by using open, high, low, close divided by 4, we're kind of using the average of the price action during that day to set the bottom of our box. And this price percent change is based on where that occurred. So up here, the 19.9% is from the low of this bar to the close, which is below MA2. Down here, the 17% is in relation to the bottom of the box, which is open, high, low, close divided by 4. And we close below MA2, so we have 17%. So I think it gives you a little bit more accurate of the historical percent changes when looking at a chart to try to understand its character. The other option I added is you can now hover over these and you can see what was the catalyst for the moving average alignment ending. And in this case, it closed below MA2. Over here, we can see that two things occurred. We closed below MA2 and our stop loss was also reached. Now, one point for clarity is the 7.5% is from where the alignment began down to the close of this bar. So if your stop loss was 3.5% and you didn't gap below that, you might actually have a percent change that's less than this value. But I wanted to clarify that's how those values are always calculated. It's the close of the bar where the moving average alignment ended. So let's take a look at another chart for a couple of different additional features. All right, so let's take a look at another chart. This is, again, version 2.2 on the top of the chart, version 2.3 at the bottom. And what I want to show you here is how the price point is anchored at the bottom of the bar in version 2.2 at the low. Here, again, we're using the open, high, low, close divided by 4. And what I want to point out here is in version 2.2, even though the moving average line began right here at the low, as the prices went down below that point, the bottom of the box was extended. And what I've done in version 2.3 is once we set that anchor point, even if the price goes below that, I don't move the bottom of the box down. And the reason here is I wanted to be able to see when the price goes below where we began at a glance without having to look back and guesstimate where that price point is. The other reason that this is helpful is that these percent changes are based on where we got into the moving average alignment. So in this case right here, and the percent change goes up to here. Where in this case, it's hard to know if this alignment percent change is from the entry point or the low. So this is a little bit clearer, I think, to help you understand the visual of how the stock is traded, but also where these percent change calculations are occurring. One last thing I want to show you here is to help reduce the noise on the chart. You can turn off some of these boxes by going into the settings, and there's an option here that says show or hide the boxes that are less than or equal to 4 bars. So for example, if I slide this aside and we turn this off, we don't want to see the boxes where there's less than or equal to 4 bars. You'll see that 3 of those moving average alignment boxes disappeared. And that can be helpful at times when you're looking to get a bigger picture view of the character and how the stock trades, and not quite as concerned about during a choppy cycle like this when the moving average alignment started and when it ended. So I hope you find these features helpful. I appreciate your support of my work, and we'll see you in the next video.